By Commissioner Sarnoff, and then the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Realal.
All right, I'm a little nervous. I'm not a good prayer guy. But this is the prayer I've always remembered. God, give us the wisdom to affect the things that we can affect, and the courage to implement the changes that we need to implement. And today, give us the courage and the wisdom to do what's right for the city of Miami. Amen.
Amen. Short and sweet.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, once again, we're going to go ahead and have the city attorney read the procedures into the record as to the meeting in itself. Madam Attorney, recognized for the record.
Any person who is a lobbyist must register with the city clerk before appearing in front of the city commission. A copy of the code section about lobbyists is available at the city clerk's office. The material in connection with the item appearing on the agenda is available for inspection during business hours at the city clerk's office and online at www.miamigov.com. Formal action may be taken on any item discussed today. There will be no items added to this agenda in that it is a special meeting. All decisions of the City Commission are final, except that the mayor may veto any item approved by the City Commission within 10 calendar days of the Commission action. The Commission may override the veto by a 4/5 vote. The City of Miami requires any person or entity requesting approval for any action from the City Commission or any of its agencies or boards to disclose at the commencement of the item any consideration provided or committed directly or on its behalf to any entity or person for an agreement to support or withhold objection to the requested approval, relief, or action. Consideration includes any gift, payment, contribution, donation, fee, commission, promise, or grant of any money, property, service, credit, or financial assistance of any kind or value, whether direct or implied, or any promise or agreement to provide any of the foregoing in the future. If any disclosure of consideration has been previously provided and is changed, it must be updated prior to the hearing. Individuals retained or employed by a principal as a lobbyist, as defined in Section 2-63, and appearing before this City Commission, or their legal representatives, must register pursuant to the City Lobbyist Code. The disclosure form, which is available from the City Clerk, must be read into the record by the requesting person or entity prior to submission to the clerk. Anyone wishing to appeal any decision made by the City Commission for any matter considered here may need a verbatim record of the item on which the appeal is based.
Maria, can you go a little, you're low. I don't know if it's your mic, but you're really low.
I'm taller on the phone. Absolutely no cell phones, beepers, or other audible or ringing devices are permitted in the Commission chambers. Please silence those devices now. Any person making impertinent or slanderous remarks and who becomes unruly while addressing the Commission shall be barred from further attending Commission meetings unless permission to continue or again address the Commission is granted by a vote of the Commission. No clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts in support or opposition of a speaker or commissioner are allowed. No signs or placards are allowed in the chambers. Persons exiting the Commission chamber shall do so quietly. Persons may address the City Commission on this item as it is a public hearing. Any person with a disability requiring auxiliary aids and services for this meeting may notify the City Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I want to welcome Mayor Carlos Alvarez to City Hall. Pleasure to see you here, Mayor. Also, the orderly process, the procedure we're going to follow today is going to be as following. We're going to have Mayor Diaz address the Commission. This item is being sponsored by the Mayor and the administration, followed by Mayor Carlos Alvarez from the county, I believe that the county chair is also on his way, and if he gets here, he will have an opportunity to address this legislative body, followed by Major League Baseball. Then we'll allow the Marlin organization to address us. Then we'll introduce the city manager for the presentation, Peter Hernandez. Then we'll go ahead and open up to the public and allow all those that will be speaking in front of this legislative body. The only thing that we ask is that you please register with the clerk. And once you come up, just state your name and address for the record on the item. So, Mr. Mayor, you're recognized for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Commissioner Sarnoff, change, hope. Okay, I get it. First of all, let me thank Pete Hernandez and Larry Spring, Olga Ramirez, Maria Chiaro, and so many in the city and the staff that have worked so very hard on getting what you have in front of you today. I also want to thank Mayor Alvarez for joining us this morning, and Chairman Barreto, who will be joining us shortly, for their unwavering support of keeping baseball in Miami. George Burgess is not here, but obviously we want to thank him and his staff and all the county attorneys who also worked on this. I particularly want to especially point out Bob DePay, the president of Major League Baseball, who was here this morning, and Irwin, his attorney. Bob will be addressing you shortly. I want to point him out in particular because I want all of you to know that I think Bob was really the glue to this entire deal, keeping all the parties together, focused on getting a deal done. And Bob, I just want to say that after you leave your presidency in Major League Baseball, I would suggest you become a mediator or an arbitrator because you're very good at it. So I also finally want to thank Jeff Loria, David Sampson, and the entire Marlins family for their commitment to Miami and for the continued commitment to Miami and South Florida, and to thank him for the memories of 2 World Series championships for all of us. I personally will never forget that night that I was standing in Yankee Stadium in the house that Ruth built, feeling proud about the fact that our home team had taken a World Series from one of what is sports' greatest dynasties, the New York Yankees. I've never been prouder than that day. I think our entire South Florida community couldn't have been prouder of the team, and this also points, I think, to something that is so essential for all this, because you see everybody from all economic circles, from all walks of life, from all races and ethnicities coming together to support our local hometown team. And hopefully in the new site, I look forward to them bringing us a 3rd World Series title. I thought about what I would say to you this morning. After all, I want to remind all of you, that I'm not sure you need reminding, that this is the 5th time that I have now appeared in front of you in support of keeping Major League Baseball in Miami. So I decided that I would not devote the minutes that I have before you to discuss the specifics of the deal. We've had extensive and numerous briefings with all of you on the financial and the non-financial aspects of the deal. And as the chairman said, Pete will be putting some of those details on the record shortly. I want you to know that this was probably the hardest deal of my life, not just in public office, but also in private office, in my private world. I will tell you that suffice it to say that I support this deal 100%. It is a good deal for the people of the city of Miami. It is a good deal for the people of Miami-Dade County. It may not be perfect, but I will tell you from my years of experience that no deal is ever perfect. But what it is a deal where everyone has given, everyone has compromised, and as of today, we've reached the point, I firmly believe, that we need to decide once and for all whether we want to keep Major League Baseball in Miami. So rather, I want to share with you, I think, some personal thoughts and observations about why I think this deal is so important. Number one is the intrinsic value to a community. I mentioned to some of you that this past weekend I was watching the NBA All-Star game and the NBA All-Star activity weekend on television, and the game was being played in the city of New Orleans. All of us, I'm sure, have entrenched in our memories the tragic and devastating pictures that we saw from New Orleans. And I would venture to say that probably many people in America still believes that that's what New Orleans looks like today.